And so all these tickets are still there, and the people write me mails and say, André.
For decades, André Rieu has captured hearts around the world with his violin, his orchestra, and performances that feel less like formal concerts and more like celebrations of life. Yet behind the sweeping melodies and standing ovations lived a man driven by relentless passion, quiet pressure, and a refusal to slow down. From the moment he woke each day, Rieu still reached for the stage, believing retirement was never meant for him, joking that he was only halfway through his journey and could easily live to 140. Even brief breaks were rare, limited to short family trips before he returned to rehearsals, tours, and new ideas that filled his mind faster than he could realize them. But as the years passed, the truth became harder to ignore. His dreams still burned brightly, yet his body struggled to keep pace. Sleepless nights followed concerts, exhaustion piled up, and then the world went silent during lockdown, a silence Rieu later described as torture. With concert halls closed and tours cancelled, he faced a kind of emptiness he had never known, and in that stillness he found comfort in an unexpected place: baking. What began as a simple way to pass time slowly became a source of calm, with late nights spent watching baking videos, experimenting with flavors, and filling his home with warmth. Fans were surprised and delighted when he shared this side of himself online, seeing the maestro far from the stage, human and relaxed, a moment that even led him to appear on the Dutch version of the Great British Bake Off. Yet baking was never a replacement for music, only a pause, because the violin still held his heart. Born into a lively household as the third of 6 children, with a father who conducted the Maastricht Symphony Orchestra, Rieu was surrounded by music from the beginning, picking up the violin at just 5 years old and training under strict discipline that shaped his resilience. His studies in Liège, Maastricht, and Brussels forged his skill, earning him top honors, while his marriage to Marjorie Coman created a partnership rooted in creativity and family, with their son Pierre later becoming a key figure in the Johann Strauss Orchestra. From founding that orchestra with just 12 musicians in 1987 to leading a global ensemble of around 60, performing on some of the largest traveling stages ever built, Rieu created a musical world that welcomed everyone, blending classical elegance with joy, humor, and emotion. But the cost of that life revealed itself dramatically in 2024, during a long-awaited return to Mexico. After 2 triumphant concerts, his health suddenly collapsed, the room spinning, his balance gone, and doctors soon diagnosed a vestibular nerve infection that forced him to cancel tours for the first time in his life. For a man who had prided himself on never missing a show, the cancellations were devastating, emotionally and financially, yet unavoidable. Recovery was slow, filled with balance exercises, reflection, and the painful realization that his old rhythm, extreme work followed by total collapse, could no longer continue. Rieu began reshaping his life, cutting out commitments that drained him, protecting his energy, and choosing a gentler pace that still allowed him to do what mattered most: making music and sharing it with the world. Now, with shorter tours, more time at home, and a deeper respect for his limits, André Rieu continues to play not because he must, but because music remains his purpose, a reminder that when shared with love, it becomes more than sound. It becomes something people carry with them long after the final note fades.